It's so dramatic, you know? So dramatic.
It's too serious. It seemed like we're gonna get on here and talk about things that matter.
We are.
That's all we talk about is things that matter, Aaron. I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was my other podcast.
I thought this was other podcast where I talked to Gary and Tommy. What's going on, guys?
Are you guys? Everybody like kind of rested, recovered a little
No,
bit.
I think maybe I think last night was the first night that I feel like rested. Wait, so hey guys, it's PR Project. This is Tommy, Aaron, Gary. We are back. Well, we were never gone. We were left, but we didn't. You didn't know we left. We were gone during the week. It felt like a weekend, but
Yeah.
we had left while you weren't looking, and then now we're back before you even knew that we were gone. Um, so we went to TRE. We talked about it for a little bit. The running event down in Austin, Texas. This is the second year of TRE Live. We were really excited about it because FlowTrack was going to be involved. They were going to be the ones that were going to be hosting it technically, and then also producing the show. So they brought their whole FlowTrackian mindset and all that stuff to the show and made sure that everything went really well. We were excited about that last time, and now it has happened. It's behind us. We are moved on. We are still talking about it, and we're going to talk about it today. And Gary's referring to the fact that we went 2 days straight, 9 hours
Yeah.
of live. So hopefully, if you are watching this, you're one of our regulars, and hopefully you also saw some of TRE Live going down, and hopefully we held it down for you and we seemed as normal as possible. And we stayed to. I feel like we'd never. I mean, I loved it. It was a really great time. But we only really like PR projected up like a few times. I mean, it's hard. It's tough to do. It's tough to do like live because you don't have much time in between. Like, so there's no time to like really venture off into like PR project land, you know?
No, and it's kind of hard to gauge people's like sense of humor in these. Like, will they get the jokes or will they play along? Some did for sure.
Man, my favorite guest was the one from Boston. She was with OS first.
Stephanie.
Yeah, OS first. She was from Boston. I suggested something. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know we were doing notes here, but okay, you know."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Whoa, let's go."
Yeah. Like, let's talk. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right away. Yeah, and she came up afterwards and she said, "I hope I wasn't too sassy." And we're like, "No, you were great. Like,
yeah,
you were great."
Bring the sass. How you feeling about it, Aaron?
After having some time to like decompress and think about it, it was really magical, bro. Like, it was really like a experience that I'm gonna like remember for quite some time, just because we had some great guests. I feel like we did a really good job of, not to toot our own horn, but we did a really good job.
No, this is our show. We can toot everything we want to toot.
Yeah, but nobody would hear us just talk good about ourselves for an hour straight. But I feel like we did a good job of managing the guests, managing the time, like, because I'm super into like the admin stuff, so I wanted to make sure we got into breaks and got out of breaks the way we're supposed to, and get people on and make sure that they got their opportunity to say their piece and not feel shortchanged and stuff like that. So, and then it was just really cool to hear people's stories and people's outlook on running and the running industry and all of that cool stuff. So, yeah, overall, it was just a great time. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, it's like when you walk away from us, okay, what could we have done better? And it was like, I don't know. Like, there wasn't. I mean, last year, I think that it was more of a logistical thing. Like, it wasn't, I don't know if we could have done any better, but it was like, okay, well, the stage was different and you gotta, like managing the guests on and off. Like, and it was only 2 of us last year. So it was a little different. Like, the dynamic had to be, we had to do a little bit more. And it was only just about like where the stage was and how the stage was set up for the most part. Because I think when looking back at the issues we had was because of was all about like logistics and like setup, it was only because it was just hard for people to get onto the stage and have one of us. We both had to move. It was just different. This time was like, and I'm super glad. Like, big shout out to Eugene Marathon, because without like us having some like say on like let's do like a living room thing or whatever. In Eugene and testing it, and not testing it, doing it, and it went really well, we would have probably come back to TRE with the same type of concept. But I feel like the living room setup is super us, and it felt comfortable. I think the guests is almost easy for the guests to like sink in and feel comfortable too. But it was great. Like everything went so well. Huge shout out to the running event team at Diversified. Those women are just like the best people ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Super helpful. Gave us, all the type of rope and leash we needed to just do whatever we wanted to do. As long as there was long as nothing. There was no like as long as. It was just straight up do your thing, and they seem to have loved it. Huge shout out to FlowTrack because they took our like little decent stream, which was fine last year, to like this production. Like it was like
for sure.
Camera switching. It was nuts.
Speaking of no notes, they didn't really give us any. FlowTrack was like they gave us direction. Like you need to sit right here. Yeah. This camera's gonna be here. But like TRE was like, do it. Just we trust you. Go have fun. Deliver great interviews and whatnot. And not a single one said, do not say this or could you say that? It was so hands off. It was really cool.
Yeah, and then just to keep rolling on that one is like to the three of us together is I think it's just a good thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way like 'cause we're all three of us are different in how we like we'll never ask the same question. Like we'll never like be about to ask the same question. I don't think.
I think I found out later that I stepped on Aaron's question.
Oh, wait a minute. Tell me about it. Yeah. What's up? What did you do, Gary?
The Palmetto running company. They do that charity event for the high schoolers cross and track team, and I got to the question right before Aaron was about to ask it.
What was it?
But talk to me about it. Talk to me about this great fundraising event, like this.
Way to go, Gary! Thanks for stepping on Aaron's toes. You messed up my whole statement there.
I literally pulled my phone out, was going through my notes, and I'm like, I got to remember what the name of this charity event they did because I want to ask her about it, and we haven't gotten to it yet. And as soon as I got to it and saw, all right, this is what it's called. Cool, I'm about to ask this question right here. Gary just went, and I'm just like, this is exactly the question I was going to ask. But that goes to show that the prep work was solid. The prep work was exactly where it needed to be. And
forget everything I just said.
I mean, but that was the only. But aside from that, that was probably, as far as I know, the only question that we probably would have asked the same. I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that was like hour 8.
Right.
That was like
that was deep. We was deep into it at that point.
But yeah. So if anybody watched it, if you watched it and you're listening or watching now, please let us know what you thought. And if you have any questions from from the experience from us, but like, hold on 1 second. And we met. So Adrian Turner says, how did the gold medal feel? It felt gold and heavy. So we got a chance to meet Julian Alfred. I'm about to go. I always want to put Julian at like last for some reason. Julian Alfred, we met her. It wasn't even like we were like, she was just in the Puma booth. We just happened to be walking through, and it's like, oh, that's Julian Alfred, And then we just sat and talked to her for a minute. No, like we didn't interview her or nothing like that. Like we just kicked it with her for a second, asked her like normal people questions. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. The medal was definitely heavier than any medal that I've ever earned, and I think it's because she had to work, harder for that medal than I've worked for any of the medals I have. So it should. It's a different level of weight for sure.
Well, the stage is a little tiny bit different, like it's just a slight difference in like stage. I mean, and if you go all the way to Paris, would you want to come back with like a lightweight medal? You know what I'm saying?
Even though she didn't care much for it.
No, she's like, it was in storage. She's like, I had this in storage before I came here, which is crazy. I thought that was crazy only because I assume she does a ton of these types of events, right? Maybe not a ton, but quite a few. Wouldn't she just have it handy hey, I got to fly to wherever to do this something? a speaking engagement or something like that?
I bet she's like. I bet there was like a big blitz and like a like a round of interviews she had to do, places she had to go. I mean, but that was in what month? July.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're like 4 months away now. That's probably died down. They're back to training. They're back to like normal life again. She probably put that up like in, late August. Like, okay, we're done with the rounds, and then every now and then, hey, we're going to such and such. Okay, I'll go grab it.
Yeah. She's such a unique story. With being the first medalist from St. Lucia. I just figured she'd have a lot more opportunities. Maybe she does. She just doesn't need to bring it everywhere, but still surprised to hear it was in storage.
Yeah, no, that was kind of crazy.
She didn't even bother. I think it was cool that she didn't even bother to bring a silver medal. That she just happened to win the silver medal in the 200 too, and she was just like, that was not important. I'll leave that on storage.
I was in when I was in New York. I went to the Allie on the Run show, and she was interviewing Gabby Thomas, and then she was like, Allie was like, because she has 3 gold medals from Paris, and Allie's like, so when you got home, did you introduce your gold medals to your silver and bronze? And then she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking me about my silver and bronze. Like, everybody forgets about them, and I love them so much. Like, yes, I introduced each other. They're all with each other right now. But it was like, yeah, people forget about the silver is crazy in the like in anything. Bronze is not being there is wild.
Right.
We actually got to interview other Olympians that were there as well. Like, it's just getting over there and like going through the rounds and making it to like final, like that's just incredible. Like, how insanely great at your talent you have to be to even make it to the second round. Like,
right.
It's insane. Insane.
Right. At the Olympics. Yeah. And those guys, and they are all like so significantly younger than us.
Yeah.
Like like at least Brandon. Like Hobbs and Bryce and Brandon, like
I don't know how old Bryce is, but Hobbs is definitely some years younger. And Brandon, I didn't know Brandon Miller was that young. I didn't know because that means he's like 21 or 22. He said 22. He said when he was up on in our interview, if you didn't see it, he's talking about like Aaron asked him about what it's like to be signed to Brooks and how they support the journey, blah blah. And he's like, well, actually, it's crazy. This is a funny story. I went to the Olympic trials in 2016. My mom took me, and we went to this Brooks event. And I was like, looked around like, wow, I want to be a Brooks athlete, which is a really cool story. But then he said something about 8th grade, and I was like, and I think Aaron, I don't know if I like was like had a visual moment. Like
you did. I feel like all the color like flushed out of your face when you realized you were old.
I was sitting there for a minute like, oh, wait, what? Like 8th grade? Like, and I had to think about what that meant. Because in 2016, I had been graduated from high school 14 years. And he wasn't even in high school yet. So I'm like, bro. And I was like, man, you made me feel so old. Like, that was nuts. And just, I mean, I'm 40 and I ain't even been to Paris, let alone came back with some, like... really went through it. Like, that's crazy. That's really cool though, that like you kind of forget like where sport and where like talent, can take you, just not in sport, but just talent in general. Like, if you thrive and go after your like dreams and stuff like that, you may not be like the richest person in the world, but you get to like, you really can experience a lot of like really dope things if you just kind of follow that and just see what's out there for you. And some of these people are just perfect examples of that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Hobbs is younger than Brandon. So,
oh my god,
I know. I think Hobbs what, like a senior in college, maybe?
Yeah, Hobbs is 21. He'd be like a junior.
Oh
my god.
So Hobbs is 21, Brandon's 22, and then Bryce is 27. So,
Oh, Bryce is the old man in the gang, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he did get a point to say he's a 2-time Olympian, 2-time.
Yeah, he made sure to listen.
We didn't give him. I don't think we gave him enough reverence because he is the American record holder in the 800. Like we kind of, I don't know. We kind of.
I think that was the only moment. I mean, because it's two of them up there too, so it was just like you could just kind of have a conversation. Like I think, and then we're more familiar with Hobbs because of like the Michigan thing. So I mean, I'm sure Bryce probably walked off of that like, dang, like not like bad, but just like okay, like that's because people probably like in that world are very like, like track nerds, like where it's like we know everything there is to know about everything, and it's like we're gonna challenge you on this thing, and but I'm sure some of the athletes came on there probably refreshed, like that was cool. Like I didn't feel like I was being interrogated about track.
It would be interesting to go back if we were allowed to, or ever see the comments that were happening in real time on FloTrack. How come they didn't reference the fact that he's?
I got a feeling, Gary. I got a feeling. So I don't know why, but I got a feeling we don't necessarily want to see those comments.
Right. Yeah.
These idiots didn't even ask him about it. Who are these guys? But it was really cool, and the FloTrack people were really awesome though. Like they didn't. I don't know. I guess I didn't think anything about it, but now afterwards, like now that I'm about to say it, if I had put more thought into it before, I would have assumed that they'd be a little like runner snobby vibe,
Yeah.
But they weren't at all. Like, I mean,
I
guess
think those guys. I think those guys were just strict production guys. Like this is my job.
Well,
I'm.
No, the guy was like, I mean, the owner was like right there, like he was there. I figured but they were. He was just like straight up like, oh man, you guys are really good. Like you guys are really good at what you do. And then we swap out with them, and then like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other guys were production, but like some of the people that were going up on stage after us or between.
No, yeah. Of course, yeah. I meant like the guys. I meant the guys behind the curtain. You
talking about Joel?
Joel.
Oh my God. But yeah. So what was your favorite? We're already doing it. The running event recap. What was your favorite part? Okay, Aaron, and then Gary, and then me. What was your favorite part of the few days that we were in Austin?
I think the main thing was the main thing for me. Being able to hold that microphone and ask questions and intently listen to people tell their stories, and not just the more popular and accomplished guests that we had, like the Olympians and the founders of $2 billion companies and stuff like that. But, the people doing the day-to-day work in the community, the people, GMs of local running stores, community organizers, those kind of people, to have an opportunity to give them a platform to talk about what they do every day and how they impact the community every day was really important to me. I didn't take it lightly. I wanted to allow them space to really like shine a light on what they do, because it's not every day that you get to talk to people or have a conversation in public with people that are doing the legwork in the community to make a real difference in people's lives. So that was definitely the highlight, was just having the opportunity to go and make it make sense for TRE for us to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for me, and I kind of mentioned this to you this morning, Tommy, on the run, we did a live TV show. Like that is not easy for people to do. Like you hear about like the Saturday Night Live stuff, how nerve-wracking it gets right before you go live. I didn't feel like we got nervous for that. Like it's 10 o'clock, we're going live now, and we just did our thing. And I don't think we've given ourselves enough credit for that, and then to have like 9+ hours of interviews back to back like that. It's not an easy job. And I'm actually really proud of all of us for knocking that out and not having any major errors or like, well, we'll fix that in post type thing. We did a good job, and I was really happy for all of us, for real.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was like sitting the mic down after closing on Thursday, just because like I think last year it was like, okay, wrapped, we're good, like, and that was a lot because it was just me and Gary. So I feel like last year's, I think it was a little more taxing because it was, it wasn't three of us to be able to like, okay, I don't have to talk next. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like ping pong you know, like an intense game of ping pong last year. This year was kind of like, okay, we got the full team here. We got our flow going, you know? So it felt a little easier. But then at the same time, it was like, I think because of kind of like what you said, and, you know, we highlighted some really great stories, Aaron, and then, you know, but then we also like just kind of felt like we just crushed it and did our thing, and we felt comfortable, and we presented comfortable, even if we were not fully aware of everything. You know, we did a really, you know, good job of like making the conversation a thing that we like a PR project thing. You know, it wasn't nobody else's show. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't Flow Tracks. It was ours. Like that. That's how we talk, you know? And then like sitting that mic down after it was over, seeing the TV go black, it's just like, that's it. Like we're done. And then but just to like tag onto the running event part, when Christina, who's the director of the running event, she opened the show with us. She was our first guest, and then she was also our last guest. Same thing as last year, but this year for some reason she was much more like emotional in the beginning. The first one, she was like, okay, y'all can't have me crying. But then when she closed out, and they had kept saying throughout the 2 days how great we were doing, and how people were telling them how awesome it was and all sort of stuff. And she closed out the event and was talking, and she cried a little bit, and, you know, but it was just really cool. And then she brought up a few of the people that were on the team to sit with us. We all crowded up on the couch, and it was just a really dope vibe, like all around. So that, I think that was my moment, was like that last segment and putting the mic down.
What's up, Nicholas?
Hey, Nicholas, how's it going? Is he going? Say what's up, Nicholas? What up? But yeah, no, it was the whole vibe was all good, you know, all the way around.
Yeah,
but man, yeah, that was your first TRE. So like, how was that?
It was. I thought it would be overwhelming. I thought I would kind of like retreat back into my shell at some point, but I felt like it was a good balance of like talking to people, meeting people, doing stuff, being engaged, but also still enjoying like the fact that I was in this space with all these people that care so much about running. And it's not every day that you get to do that. It's not every day that you are in a place with like-minded people that are all working towards a goal that is similar to yours. So it was cool to have that opportunity. And I never felt burnt out. Like I never felt like, well, maybe the last night at that Bricks party, it was like, all right, this might be
that was tipping the scale, bro. I was like, and it was just so much. That would be too much. That party is too much on a fully charged battery, bro. But having been doing what we did for 2 days, it's just like, okay,
yeah,
it's like 2,000 people right here, and it was the most packed. Like Gary, Gary, the bouncer, it was a final party. So Brooks holds a party at the last day of TRE, and it's always the final party. Like, and it's just like no one tries to clash with it. People will have parties a little earlier that kind of overlap in time, but Brooks is the last stop for everybody. And if they got this band called Y'all Out Boys, like Fall Out Boys, and they do a really good job. They get the house, everybody gets excited and everybody's happy. But Gary, like, it was more packed because I think it was a slightly smaller venue, like just slightly, but it was more like packed than the other place, and that's also hectic. But like to get through the crowd, like there is no you're asking people to move and like step on each other, like to get out the way. Like it was insane. But you didn't get in anyway because so the bouncer saw me and Aaron, was like, y'all good, come on in. And yeah, you know,
I don't know what you're about to say, but I'm sure it's a lie. Go ahead with your story.
and then he looked at you. I couldn't even get it. I couldn't even finish. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sure it's hilarious.
Yeah, look how much I'm laughing. It must have been funny. But like, yeah, so Gary didn't get in because it was so many people inside the thing. They were letting like 6 in at a time, or like, you know, 1 in, 1 out. and then Gary was being nice and let some people go, and then it was some weird stuff happening, like somebody's arguing or something. And Gary texts us like, "I am out of here."
Yeah,
I
think I made the. I think I made the right choice.
I think you did too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was insane in there. I'm surprised me and Aaron stayed in there as long as we did.
Yeah,
I remember I texted Aaron. He said I put a timer on.
I definitely had the microwave timer on.
Dez wasn't there. Dez didn't. So Dez did not body surf again this time. But
I don't think she showed up at all.
Dez wasn't in the city, I don't think.
Yeah.
But Jared Butler from ASICS did though.
Another guy
he made up. Who did?
Some other guy. He was trying to do it and they dropped him. It was unfortunate. I saw a video.
Oh. See, I mean, I have no desire to ever body surf. Like, I'm not sure.
I'm crowd surfing for sure.
You crowd surfing?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing a backflip into the crowd.
You are not like.
I'm the life of the party, bro. I don't know why you are sitting up here acting funny.
Bro, you just said that you were surprised that you didn't retreat into your shell. Like, you're not doing a backflip off the stage.
I mean, if the people are there for me and they want to see me crowd surf, I'm crowd surfing.
Oh, no, okay.
Like, you know, I'm gonna get what they want.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
you have to give the people what they want. Yeah.
It's mandatory. It's mandatory.
Gary, we have a mission, Gary.
I enjoyed both years. This was an excellent progression and exhibition and growth. I will take all the credit for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so yeah, without Aaron, we wouldn't even be here today. Thank you so much, Aaron, for gracing us with your presence. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, being at both years, seeing everything, like, it literally was a really nice progression from we started off well, and then it just got better. And then next year we'll just get better. So like I think we positioned it well. The idea was there. The idea was executed really well last year. And it was obviously clear, you know, like, this is a thing, you know. And then we solidified it by like stepping into it. We had all three of us there and rock the house for sure.
So let me ask you this. Next year, let's put it into the atmosphere now. So if
you're crowd surfing,
we will be back next year. I'll crowd surf if the demand is there. But what?
No, that's
I can't supply if there's no demand.
You ain't got to say much more. Say less, because if I know that you'll crowd surf if the demand was there, like, there will be a whole mission for 4 months before TRE next year to make sure that the demand is there for Aaron to crowd surf.
You don't know who I was in my past life, but okay. So
I don't know.
Next year. Oh, so this year we had 6 Olympians. We had Brandon Miller. We had Bryce Hopper. We had Hobbs Kessler. We had Ben Blankenship. We had Olu. We had Connor Mintz.
Yes.
So ideal guest, dream guest for next year for both of y'all. Who would it be? Let's put it in the air right now. Let's see if we can make it happen. Let's see if we can manifest.
Actually, I mentioned this to Tommy on the way home. Parker Velby.
That would be nice.
I mean, I'm gonna go Gabby Thomas.
Thomas.
I'm gonna go. No, we gotta get some. Well, yeah, Gabby Thomas for sure. I'm gonna go. Oh no, forget that. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, because he's gonna say something.
And we almost had Josh Kerr. So like,
we almost had Josh Kerr. Like, it was this close. So we're interviewing Brandon Miller, and we originally his name, Josh Kerr's name was on the list of potential, and then Josh's name is gone. It's Brandon Miller, which is dope, and we were great. And then we're talking to Brandon Miller, and then Josh Kerr walks up, and he's just standing there, like, with his hands in his pocket. Then he takes off his like jacket, and he's just standing there, like, and I'm looking at him like, it looks like he wants to come up on the stage. And I was about to say something. I'm like, no, I ain't about to step on Brandon Miller stuff. You know, they're like, oh, come on up here, you know. then it would be the Josh Kerr show for a second. I'm about to do that to the brother because he was like he like literally crushed his segment. Like he was like, I feel like he for a 22-year-old athlete, like he was up there like kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and he also had a journalist background as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he's got that journalism major in his.
Yeah, for sure. And then so he's standing there, and eventually somebody tapped him, and then he like went away. And then later, I was talking to him. I was on the elevator with him, and by the way, that hotel elevator system is terrible. If you're on a high floor, you're on that elevator for 20 minutes because it's stopping at every floor. But so me and Josh are on the elevator for like 5 minutes together, and then I said, "Hey, yeah, I saw you checked out the show," and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are doing a great job." Blah blah blah, right? And then he's like, I thought I was supposed to. I was like, "You look like you wanted to come up there," and he was like, "I thought I was supposed to be up there. I took off my jacket and everything. I was ready to go." And I'm like, "Dang it! Like I wish we'd have known that you thought you were supposed to be up there. You just walk up there, man." I wouldn't stop them from.
I mean, look. Like if we got somebody in a chicken outfit just walking up there randomly, Josh Kerr can come up.
Right.
For
the
sure,
chicken outfit was amazing. The chicken, so the whole chicken thing was funny because Aaron, you spotted that chicken like you was a meat eater from. He's like, "Is that a chicken? Is that a chicken on the floor?" I thought it was a real chicken.
No, it was even better.
It was even better. It was like the Angry Birds chicken.
That's funny you said that because I was looking for a real chicken too. I was like looking to the side like.
Yeah, because we had already talked about a sloth, you know what I mean, like and other stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe there's a chicken on the loose, you know. But it was the biggest chicken that you'd ever seen, for sure.
Big old chicken. That was literally, big chicken. Tyson, all that good stuff.
Big chicken.
So a couple good suggestions. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone would be an awesome guest next year. Noah Lyles would also be an awesome guest.
I'd like to if Sydney came on, I want her like mid show,
Why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like she should be right in the mid of the show.
Oh, okay, cool. Also, while we're here, Sha'Carri Richardson would be a really cool interview.
You know what? Show me your athletes, Tommy.
Oh, yeah, Sha'Carri would be great. That'd be great. Yeah, forget Jakob. Forget anybody else. Sha'Carri would be the one I want to have on the show.
And then I don't know how you didn't say this, Tommy, because it's like your idol, but somehow we put together a Elliot Kipchoge alley-oop. That would be, that would be the crown jewel of anything we ever done for it.
No. Crown jewel for me is Calvin. Elliot, like I feel like Elliot been on like everybody. Like I don't, he been on too many things. You know what I'm saying? I want Sha'Carri would be the crown. I think Sha'Carri would be super dope.
Yeah.
Especially like for our thing,
Yeah.
Like Elliot's for like, flow track and all that stuff. Like we want Sha'Carri, we want Gabby, you know what I'm saying? We want our people,
We won't. I won't. Let me not say that like that, but we get Anna Cockrell on there, you know what I'm saying? I'll be a happy guy. You feel me? I would be a very happy guy. I might not even ask no questions. I might just be, in awe the whole time. To be honest, look
at there. Oh man, no, but yeah, I mean, there's so many people though, like especially and somebody brought up Sprint earlier. Quincy Hall or Quincy Wilson. Like,
I'll wear my gold. Just for that.
Just because.
I gotta talk that talk.
Alexis mentioned Sprint showed the moment behind the scenes after she won the gold. Sprint definitely is. Sprint's very good for the sport. Like I haven't even watched the second season yet.
Yeah, me neither.
But it just ties in like these personalities that like just we kind of see if they winning, and that's it. Like, and it's just kind of a shame, like that. Like all this time, you just kind of know like only the top person, and that's it. There's so many really cool like stories and stuff people that you can root for and tune into the next track meet for because you just what I'm saying, like it's just more to it. And I appreciate that show for that reason. But yeah,
but real quick, going back to Aaron's original question for next year, I hope the brands that didn't send an athlete up, which is fine, everybody had a great interview, but I hope the brands that didn't send an athlete up have seen our work over the past couple of years and maybe trust us enough to say, you know what, let's get somebody up there that can get some clicks and talk about, you know, what we want to talk about. And these guys are going to take care of them. You know, I think we proved to Nike and Adidas and Brooks that, you know, we're not going to embarrass anybody. We're going to have a really fun conversation. So hopefully the other brands.
I mean, but just look at it. Like last year we had one. Was it one?
Was it just Nike?
Kelvin Kipton, you know? Like that was it, I think. And then this year we had 6. Well, 3 active, right? Was it 3 active? Oh, 4 active. 4 active.
Right.
Still,
hopefully it continues to grow
in the right direction.
And
then with FloTrack's involvement. And so the real thing is like the more that sound running blows up, you know, and the more, like, because it's a perfect position of the timing of the year, the more that blows up, the more athletes will be in the city at the same time. And then that'll just, I think that naturally that should just translate to, you know, more athletes on the show. I'm surprised like On didn't, because they had they definitely had people in Austin.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
they had enough to talk about. They talk about light spray. So
another good one would be Zach Panning. You know, another local.
Cool. That would be really
cool. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Or, you know, Tommy's old friend Usain Bolt. He could make an appearance.
Usain Bolt would probably be a very good guest to have on the show, because we may have to have him on for 30 minutes.
You need an extra camera though for Usain. You need to have like a camera up by top of the camera.
He's sitting next to you, Gary. You can put him over there with you, because you ain't about to have me looking like a little fella again, because it happened already once. All right. Let's. But yeah, man. I text y'all after, because I'm so good with verbal communication. I wanted to test out my texting communication as well. But I'm just super proud to have been there with y'all, and like really appreciated like the work that we all did and how it came out to the world, and to know that like we pretty much have a spot stamp for next year as well, because of the work we've done in the last 2 years and in between. Because these shows, like the lives that we do every Sunday, like that's why maybe that's not why we got hired to do that, but that's why it works when we get up there, you know. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate, you know, just being part of this team.
Yeah. And so next year's in San Antonio. So if you're in the area, stop by.
All right. Alexis says, tell us about the shoes. Anything exciting? So the downside, well, I mean, we did get some shoes, but like the downside to doing TRE live is we didn't get to go all around the expo, like the Kafuzis and Believe in the Runs and all that, like, and see all the stuff and get shown the behind the scenes stuff, because we just didn't have time. Every time we were on the floor, we got like, you know, pushed back. But we did get some shoes directly from brands that we like were locked in with, but none of the like, you know, you can't show this, you know.
No, but you did bring it up earlier. We did get to see the On light spray.
Mm-hmm.
You get to touch that and hold that for a little bit. That was a cool shoe for sure.
Yeah.
And then the ones that Aaron just pulled up, Nike
Vomero 18 and Pegasus Premium.
Yeah.
And then I got the Mizuno Mystery shoes. Those are the cool looking. What else did we get? One more, right?
Well, we got the On shoes for the show.
And
then we got the Vomero 8 for lifestyle. 18. No.
Oh, 8.
8.
Yeah. 8 for lifestyle. Yeah, but yeah.
We also got to check out, you know, some new Puma colorways that haven't been released yet of the DV8 Nitro Elite. That was cool. It was some Puma. It was some Puma prototype shoes up there too, but we really didn't like Tommy said, we didn't get a chance to really experience the expo from a explorer standpoint. You know, we were really, really locked in on making the most of our time with the brands and with the athletes and with the community. And once we got done with that, it was other meetings we had to go to. There was other obligations that we had, so we didn't get a chance to really fully explore the expo. But just going through some other people's content, like there was a lot of cool stuff there. But also, I feel like brands like New Balance didn't really have like anything super unheard of there. Like anything, they didn't unveil anything special. ASICs, they just had, you know, the new Nova Blast 5. We got a chance to look at that. And then Hoka had the Mafate X, and then they also had the new Bondi, I believe, on the show. So just, you know, nothing like super crazy. More so just kind of, I think brands were more into like telling stories this time around than like unveiling new product.
Yeah.
And honestly, like you said, like we were really focused on that, on delivering and not like overdoing it, because like we had time, like we could have walked, you know, but overdoing it on day one could have like played into like day two, you know, like, so I feel like we made the right decision. But yeah, next year.
Plus we couldn't get around that floor anyway with Tommy. Tommy is like a politician. Man, he was stopping every booth. Every booth he could stop, and he had to kiss the hands and shake the babies. It was terrible.
I was telling Kafuzi,
you'd be surprised how much babies like that.
I was telling Kafuzi, like, walking around with Tommy and Kafuzi at a running event is like walking around America with Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. It's just, you know, if you ever want to feel small.
I'm Bill in that scenario, right?
No, actually, Kafuzi said he was Obama for sure. So
okay, yeah. And that actually works out really well. But listen, like, Kafuzi is, I know, whatever. Kafuzi is much, much different. He's way worse. Try walking through like Boston or like Chicago or New York or London, any place that he's at. It's ridiculous. I don't know. If you go like to like, that's like, I'm not like counting people's followers, but if you go look his follower count, like compared to like some people that have 3 times that, like they can walk through places and not get seen. Kafuzi can't even step out of anywhere without like full like lineup of people taking selfies with him. Like, he's got this fan base that's just nuts.
Kafuzi Media is running wild.
Yeah, Kafuzi Mania. Yeah, Kafuzi Mania.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
I actually had
he's
a good
the Beatles
conversation
running
with him about his first time at TRE and how there wasn't even like media credentials at the time, and he was on the website trying to like figure out how to get there, and he's like, all I could find on the website was retailer or brand. And he was like, so I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of the website. I found a support email. I emailed the support team. I said, hey, I want to come and cover this event as media. And he was like, they didn't really get what I was saying. Like, they didn't really understand, but they gave me a pass anyway. And he was like, that's why it's so cool to him to see all of the media, like how far it's come in such a short time. And he's so happy that he was able to do that and be that conduit to other people, because he's super big on like sharing resources and really just like showing love and being collaborative and not like hogging opportunities and stuff like that. So that was really cool. That was like one of the better conversations I had the whole time, because it's cool to see somebody be that pure and be that genuine about things.
Yeah. He's not a ball hog for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Shannon said y'all need a reporter from the floor so you could cut live in the field or do some interviews in the booth. That's actually been on the table. Both years. Like both years we talked about it last year. The resources last year was much more limited. This year was like, okay, we probably could do it, but it was just they wanted to focus on like nailing this concept with FloTrack for the first time. But with FloTrack involved, and assuming and hopefully they're able to come back, or whoever else we partner with next year to do it, I think that'll be high on the list, because we can't go 3 years in a row with an idea and not pull it off, because it would be great to, like, even if it was just one of us every now and then decided like, hey, this is where we're gonna go. But it's a lot of logistics outside of moving around part of like other logistics, like whose booth do you get to go to, like, you know, it's kind of we'll figure it out for sure. But yeah, thanks for that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure. It would take some expertise as far as logistics and how to pull it off. But one thing about that FloTrack guys are professionals.
Yeah, they'd be able to pull it off easy. But I think it's just I think where TRE is with TRE Live, it would be about like who gets that look, you know.
Yeah.
So we'd have to talk about that right away. All right, maybe next year, 2006 booth. Okay, 2026 booth interviews. Yep. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds fun for sure, and I think it would be dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Because some of the booths there were elaborate and works of art within themselves. So
It should be. It should.
I would love to show that to the people at home that couldn't make it.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, because we refer to the stuff around us, but it would be dope to cut too. All right, so if you're listening, the running event, we gotta make this happen next time. So the funny part, we talked about Julian Alfred earlier. So if you haven't, go to Aaron's Instagram, because he like held Julian Alfred's medal and was like, this is way different than the medal I get from the turkey trot, which is hilarious. And I wonder if she knew what she was talking about. I wonder if she knew what she was talking about. I thought about it just now.
Absolutely, you know.
Yeah, right. Like she like obviously whatever turkey trot is, it ain't the Olympics.
No, I mean she went to UT. She's been in America long enough. I think she knows what the turkey trot is. I did forget that you said that she went to UT.
Yeah. And then, but speaking of that, I think it's time. I think we buried the lead. We talked about some stuff that really doesn't matter. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk about these turkey trots that are coming up. And we had a lot of conversations. We talked to some Olympians, some very fast folks. Gary's the only one of us that's like in shape to like go and like really show out, right? So he's like picking the brain of like Olympians, basically, like how do you lock in? How do you do this?
Actually, going back to TR real quick, we were talking to Brandon Miller. They show up. The Brooks Beasts show up to the turkey trot in Seattle, full decked out kit, ready to race. That's just.
It's not. It's a race.
Not a game.
It's not a fun run for those guys. That's a
no. And so like this brought Aaron to like, okay, like part of the segment of what we want to talk about today is like how to get after it in a turkey trot.
How do you execute the turkey trot? If you are running a turkey trot, chat, if you are running a turkey trot this year, literally in a few days, drop a turkey emoji in the chat. Like, let's see who's getting after it, because we've got some real important information to let you guys know on how to make the most out of your turkey trot experience, how to, perform at the highest level in running at your local turkey trot.
Mm-hmm.
So Tommy, how many turkey trots have you ran?
I think I've run like 3 or 4 turkey trots.
Okay.
And I normally go, I know there's people that do like the 10K and then 5K, 10K. And then there's some people that do like the double drumstick vibe where they do the 5K and then they loop back around and do the 10K or whatever, however it works. I think it's the other way around, 10K, 5K. But I mean, I'm all about like when it comes to turkey, like I'm not playing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Decide which like distance you're gonna go after, and then be real about it and go for it. I mean, because like the cranberry stuff, you don't want all that extra stuff. Just go after the turkey. That's it. None of this extra fluff stuff. Make sure the turkey is cooked right.
No, that's for real.
I felt like I lost the plot a bit there. Gary, so Tommy says he has 5 or 6 turkey trots in his pocket. 5 or 6 turkey trot experiences. How about you? How many times have you ran a turkey trot?
I've run the Detroit one 3 times, and then last year I was in Santa Fe.
Bro has done different states. Bro travels to Turkey.
Yeah.
So much like the Detroit Lions, you want to perform at this turkey trot. You want all eyes are on you at this turkey trot. One thing you have to think about is the harder you run, the more food you can eat without guilt later on. So if you really get after it in that turkey trot, you can literally eat whatever you want. Dark meat, white meat, wings, legs,
Tofurkey,
turducken, dressing, macaroni and cheese. Controversial take. Some people say mashed potatoes don't belong at the Thanksgiving table, and I am in staunch disagreement.
Who says that?
Mean?
Who says that? Bring them to me.
Black people say that.
No, that's not true. Black people don't say that. I done seen so many black people take that spoon and make that indentation into the mashed potatoes and then pour some gravy in that thing. What you talking about?
I'm just telling you, bro. I've done market research, and mashed potatoes are disappearing from black things at an alarming rate.
Market research.
I could see why it would slowly phase out, because it does seem like it seems like a tradition that maybe not have been ours. Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of duplication, a lot of overlap between mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes. People don't feel like they need 2 potatoes on their plate. You are not going to take yams off the plate of African Americans. And I understand that because it is staple food that we brought here. So I get that. But I say that to say mashed potatoes are amazing and they need to be there. But
I just feel like hold on. Like it just I mean you can't like just say something wild like that and then go, okay, but we're losing the plot. You did this. You didn't have to tell us that some idiots out there are like trying to like take mashed potatoes off of people's plates in Thanksgiving times.
I'm just saying, I'm one of the foremost mashed potato experts, especially on Thanksgiving. Do you got yams and mashed potatoes and gravy on the same plate? Or are you doing like a double thing? This might sound blasphemous. I'm not the biggest fan of sweet potatoes. I'm not the biggest fan.
Like as sweet mashed potatoes or like yams either.
Yams either, bro. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan. So here at this point in my life, an ideal Thanksgiving plate looks like dressing, macaroni, some sort of potato. If I got to do yams, I'll do yams. Ideally, it's mashed potatoes, gravy, some sort of vegetable. Oh, I'm tripping. Collard greens got to be on there. It's some sort of bread, preferably cornbread with the greens, because but I'll settle for a dinner roll as well. I don't discriminate when it comes to bread. I think that'll do it for me.
I feel like mashed potatoes gotta be on mac and cheese gotta be on there. Even if it's vegan mac and cheese.
Yeah, no, it has to be there.
It has to be a nice square block if possible.
Oh, you are team baked macaroni? Like
I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I think that I haven't had that in a while because vegan mac doesn't hold like that. But like in my head, I need it. In my head, it's on the plate as a block. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It may not be, but in my mind's eye, that's what it is. And I tried to go like tofurkey one year. That's like ridiculous. So just leave it. Just leave that. It is ridiculous. So if you're a vegan, though, somebody said something about what y'all vegans eating versions of mashed potato. Well, number one, mashed potatoes themselves are vegan, so you just use like some other type of whatever, and mashed potatoes are fine without it, Anyway, if you're a vegan, you're like, yo, I don't know what to do for Thanksgiving. Just swing by Whole Foods. They have specifically have a whole section of like prepared foods that are all vegan for this purpose. And it's like Thanksgiving-ish type food. So just stop by there, grab you some stuff, pull up to the function, and make your own plate. And you can be part of the festivities as well. But all right, domination turkey trot.
We got a little far away from it on that one. The tangent crazy on that.
I know the tangent or whatever.
But to circle back.
Stop yelling at me, Gary.
If you want to dominate your turkey trot, step one is to start carb loading now with some mashed potatoes. So carb loading now with those mashed potatoes. Like just get a jump on it. perfect that recipe for dinner time. But in the meantime, get out there and start, whipping up some good mash.
Yeah, for sure. How do you gauge the competition level at the start line of a turkey trot? Because there you can get to a turkey trot and look around and say, "Yo, I'm about to dominate this. I am going to win this turkey trot," and then Chuck from accounting blows by you and you didn't see it coming. So, Tommy, let me know. How do you gauge the competition level?
I think at this point of the year, I mean, I'm not sure what it's like in Santa Fe, New Mexico, wherever you were, Gary, but if you're in a cold weather place and you step up to the line and somebody has on a singlet and it's like 17 degrees or 18 degrees, you about to get washed. Absolutely washed. If somebody got a singlet on with some short shorts and some gloves, you going down.
If you see
especially if they got a beanie on, like a little beanie hat, is over. You might as well jump up on the little podium thing and ask if you could sound the bell.
If that singlet says anything like University of,
Jesus,
or something high school.
I just got chills. Yeah, like if you see, if this isn't even this is. If somebody is on the line and they still have like a farmer's tan, so they super pale from that elbow up, it's over. They ain't seen the sun in 66 days. You going down, Brown.
What about this build? If everybody at the front of the line has on a pair of super shoes, so Vaporflies, Metaspeed guys, you see all of these super shoes, and then you see like this 40-year-old guy and he has on a pair of flats. That is a very scary build.
Yeah.
That is a very scary build.
He's got the flats, the short shorts, tank, and a full mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, the mustaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the flats, see, the problem with him is it could be either way with the flats guy, because it could be like, I used to, he gonna go out fast with the young bucks and then be like burn out because like, dang, I wasn't fit, or he really liked that. And then he gonna pull all the young bucks out because they think that they can beat this whole guy, and then they gonna look over like, why is this guy still here? And then he's the one that ends up winning.
I just thought about this. The old guy's also gonna have like an original runner's world hat.
Or
some vintage running type, apparel.
Yeah, there are many builds that you can see on the line at a turkey trot, and
I will say
you gotta be careful.
I will say, you don't want to get beat by somebody in a costume.
That is the number one goal, is to beat the person dressed up like turkey.
That's tough though. It can be tough. It can be tricky.
Yeah. Some of those guys
fast pancakes in the Pacific Northwest, but
turkey trots. Sometimes they pull some fast people for some reason. I'm not sure why, for real, but it happens. It's that one uncle who this is their day. I'm gonna dominate the family. Malik, I'm gonna dominate the family, and he's like full on trains for it. Like, it's supposed to be a fun family 5K, and this one uncle's like, no, I'm coming to win it so I can talk trash and eat all the turkey at dinner time. And that guy turns out he's got some legs. I just feel like every year, no matter how like fit you are, if someone is gonna be running with you at a turkey trot that you like, I don't know what's happening right now. Why are you not breathing hard, and why are you wearing a button-up shirt of some sort? Like, I don't know. It's always like a strange moment in a turkey trot. And the point is, guys, we want you to do well in your turkey trot. So we need you to sleep well. We need you to carb up with all the mashed potatoes and all the good stuff. But you need to take it seriously, because like Aaron said, if you do well in your turkey trot, you can eat whatever you want on Thanksgiving. And that's the vibe. So you fighting for a good day. You fighting for a good Thanksgiving. Christopher Columbus will be proud of you. I need you to discover. I need you to discover your fitness. You know,
Cool. Neat.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, look who it is. Look who. Wait. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of the devil,
Joe. Yes, that's
Yeah.
Joe. So Joe, I'm not sure why he has his name in here as Joe, because his name is Joel. It said it on his name tag. Joel was with FlowTrack, and his name badge said Joel with an L, and his name is actually Joe. So the next day, we like, man, you got to get that fixed. The next day, he was like, he came back, oh, I got it fixed. He flips it around, and all he did was take a red pen, not even a marker, a red pen, and crossed off the L. And like, yeah, it's fixed.
I will say Joel was our first guest when we were doing the rehearsal. I hope one day to put that out there, because he was fantastic. Like,
no,
to have him on as a regular guest.
Favorite guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's crazy that you're like, what, that he's on. This is great. It's coolest guy since Rumpelstiltskin. Exactly, man. See, Steve knows what we're talking about. Anybody's discovering fitness. My fitness was already there. Just like, Christopher, you can't discover something that was already there. That's the point, guys. That's the point.
Nice save.
That's why I brought him up. That's why I brought Christopher up. The point is, guys, stay fit, stay hard. You know what I'm saying?
crazy work. So yeah. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
Oh wow.
All right.
That's great. Joe says y'all inspired me to start jogging around the block again. Thank you.
That's awesome
for doing that.
TRE Live.
Next thing we know, we gonna see Joe in the Olympics racing his childhood friend Fred Curley. It'll be beautiful. But until then, everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey trots. Don't tell your family that you are going to run beside them for the entire turkey trot, because they haven't been training this year. They haven't been putting the work in that you've been putting in. So understand that sacrifices have to be made. You have to run hard. You have to run to the point where your chest is burning and you feel like you are going to throw up everything you've ever eaten in your life.
To make room.
Yeah, you're clearing out the decks. It's like a detoxification, if you will. Get everything out. Go home with the medal. Go home with a time that you feel proud of, so you don't have to make that walk of shame when you come back home and they say, "How did it go?" And you say, at about mile 2.5, I kind of let off the gas. I could have. No, none of that. That's unacceptable. We are not doing that this year.
It's unacceptable. Because there's nothing like, though, honestly. I mean, I know we're a little intense here about this turkey trot, but it's real. It's everybody's one of most people's last race of the year. Why would you want to end off the year in just some like random race when you could have beat everybody, and then just have bragging rights for all of Thanksgiving? But then also go for it, because you can win like a drumstick or something. I don't know what it is that you win at these things, but just put it all out there, because you need to.
100%.
For sure. Get yourself ready for the pain cave. It's gonna be worth it. Because running hard on Thanksgiving for some reason is one of the hardest things in the world to do. Like you could be running all year long, but somehow like your lungs is burning in mile 1. Because that's because it's just so much excitement. It's like, oh, this is a turkey trot. Run like you a turkey trying to stay off a plate. That's what you need to be doing. Run for your life. I guess I'll tell you. Never mind.
That's the first. All right, so we are back in full swing. All three of us are super hyped up after TRE. We will keep this momentum going. We have a mission. We are here to stay. We are going to be doing cool things as we move forward into 2025. We are at episode 96, so we only got 4 more before 100. And Gary apparently has like some surprise or something like that for us at 100. So
Yeah, I talked to you guys about this already, but nobody seemed to listen. But that's good.
I don't even know what you said. I don't even know what you said.
All right, our next 3 episodes before 100 are going to be probably a little more feedback focused. So send us any questions that you may have, anything you want us to talk about. Please send it to us. We want to answer them. We want to get you guys involved as much as possible. Even if you're listening to it on the podcast and you don't come to the stream, we still want your questions. So DM us at the.pr.project on Instagram and get those questions in. We'll be sure to answer them to the best of our abilities. And if you have any feedback for the show, any ways that you think we can improve, because we asked a few people that at TRE, let us know. We want everything. We want to hear everything. We want to make this show as entertaining and as educational as possible. So,
I mean, no, you can keep all the negative feedback to yourself. If it's about how great we are, then just sure. But so for all of y'all that drop turkeys in the chat and whoever's listening on the pod, if you PR, make sure in the turkey trot, make sure you let us know you PR'd, let us know your time and where your turkey trot was. And then if you want to like throw in the fact that you PR by 27 seconds or whatever, let us know that too. So go after your PRs, knowing that not only will you stay off a plate, you'll also be able to get a shout out on the PR project next Sunday, 7 days from now. So y'all be good, run fast, run free, stay off a plate. You jive turkey. Is that it? We're done.
Yeah, I thought you were throwing to the end of the show. I thought that was the final.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Good,
you know.
Good way to close it out. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want from me?